My child, stop. Take a breath. Do you feel that? That sudden heaviness in your chest? Or perhaps, for the first time in weeks, a strange flickering lightness? You are not here by accident. You were being guided. You've been asking for a sign, not with your words, but with those silent midnight tears that no one else sees. Well, look at me. Listen to my voice. The search ends here. I have something to tell you that will change the way you look at your scars forever. I know where you are. I know the room you're sitting in, the shadows that dance on the wall, and the way your mind races at 3 a.m. when the rest of the world is asleep. You feel like a ghost in your own life. You walk through crowds, you smile for others, you say, "I'm fine," until the lie tastes like ash in your mouth. But inside you are screaming. You feel like the universe has forgotten your name. You feel like you've been disqualified from your own destiny because of the mistakes you made in the dark. Listen closely. Your mistakes are not your identity. They are just the backdrop for the miracle I am about to perform. You think you are falling. You think the ground is rushing up to meet you. But what if I told you that you aren't falling? What if I told you that you were being planted? Seeds don't grow in the spotlight. They grow in the dirt. They grow in the cold, crushing weight of the earth where no one is watching. You are in your dark season, yes, but it is not your burial. It is your beginning. I've watched you watch others. You see them getting the promotion, the house, the healing, the perfect life, and you ask me, why not me? When is it my turn? Have I been skipped? The silence you hear from me isn't absence, it is preparation. If I gave you what you're asking for right now, it would crush you. You aren't ready for the weight of the blessing because you're still carrying the weight of your past. I am stripping you down. I am taking away the things you thought you needed so you can finally see that all you ever needed was me. You've been trying to build a kingdom on sand. I'm digging deep to find the bedrock. It hurts, doesn't it? The breaking, the pruning, it's supposed to. A diamond is just a piece of coal that handled stress exceptionally well. You are under pressure because you are being refined into something that can reflect my light. There is a shift coming. I can see the horizon even while you are trapped in the fog. You've spent so long looking at the closed doors that you haven't noticed the walls I'm tearing down. The people who walked away, I removed them. The no that broke your heart, it was my not yet. I am moving pieces on a board you can't even see. I am whispering to people you haven't met yet. I am setting a table in the wilderness, and your name is on the guest list. But there is one thing, one final realization you must have before the veil is lifted. One truth you've been running from because it scares you more than the failure ever did. You aren't afraid that you're weak. You're afraid of how powerful you'll become once you finally believe me. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you next, it isn't just a promise, it's a map. I'm about to show you why the worst thing that ever happened to you was actually the key to your greatest victory. Are you ready to see what's behind the curtain?
My child, look behind the curtain of your pain and see what I see. You've been staring at the wreckage of your life for so long that you've mistaken the debris for the destination. You see a graveyard of what-ifs and should-have-beens, mourning the moment your heart shattered as if it were the final chapter of your story. But I called it the birth of your authority. That worst thing, that crushing betrayal, that sudden loss, that silence that felt like abandonment, it wasn't a mistake in my plan. It was the moment I had to break your dependence on the world so you could finally lean on me. Impact line. I didn't allow the fire to consume you. I allowed it to consume everything that was holding you back. Think of the strength you've gained in the shadows. You learned how to breathe when the air was thin. You learned how to stand when your knees were shaking. If I had given you the crown without the crush, you wouldn't have the character to wear it. The enemy meant that moment for your destruction, thinking one blow would finish you. But he didn't realize that by throwing you into the pit, he was only providing the shortcut to your palace. Every tear you shed has become a seed. Every night you spend wondering why was a lesson in spiritual warfare you couldn't have learned in the sun. You are no longer the person you were before the storm hit. You are sharper, you are deeper, you are dangerous to the darkness now. The very thing you are ashamed of is the very thing I am going to use as your greatest testimony. The scars you try to hide, those are your credentials. They are the proof that you cannot be destroyed. I am shifting your perspective now, pulling the blinders away from your eyes. Stop looking at the mountain and start looking at the climber I have built you to be. You've been begging me to take away the struggle, not realizing that the struggle was the only way to build the muscle you need for the territory I'm about to give you. I am not just repairing your life, I am doing a total reconstruction. But there is a final threshold, a bridge you have to cross that requires more courage than anything you've done so far. You've been holding on to a safety net, a person, a habit, or a thought pattern that you think is keeping you safe. But in reality, it is the only thing keeping you from flying. I am about to ask you to let go of the one thing you're terrified to lose. Do you trust me enough to open your hand?
Now open your hand, my child. I know why you're gripping it so tight. You're afraid that if you let go of that resentment, that habit, or that person you've been using as a shield, there will be nothing left to hold you up. You've convinced yourself that this weight is your anchor, but I am telling you it is your cage. You've been praying for a breakthrough while standing in the middle of a doorway you refuse to walk through. You want the new life, but you're still wearing the grave clothes of the old one. I am asking you to trust the void. I am asking you to step into the space where you have nothing but my word to stand on. You cannot reach for what I have put in front of you until you release what I have left behind you. It feels like death, doesn't it, to give up the one thing that made sense in the chaos. But in my kingdom, nothing truly lives until it first dies to itself. I am not taking it to leave you empty. I am removing the counterfeit so I can finally give you the authentic. I am clearing the space for a joy that doesn't depend on your circumstances. Look at your life through my eyes for just a moment. I see the chains falling before they even hit the floor. I see the moment your "I can't" becomes "he will." The world told you that you were finished when you lost that battle, but I am telling you that you were just being repositioned. The map I promised you isn't written on paper. It is written in the peace that is about to flood your heart the moment you stop fighting me. You've been at war with your destiny because you've been trying to control the wind. Stop. Let the wind blow. I am moving you into a season where effort is replaced by favor, where the things you used to chase will start chasing you. But you must make a choice right here in this silence. Are you going to stay in the safety of the shore, or are you ready to walk on the water with me? Because what is waiting on the other side of this surrender, it's not just a blessing, it's a version of you that you haven't even met yet.
Look at yourself, my child. Really look. You have been so focused on the version of you that was broken, the version that was overlooked, and the version that felt like a failure. But I am looking at the version of you that I am unveiling right now. I am looking at the person who stood in the fire and didn't smell like smoke. The new territory I am giving you requires a new identity. You cannot walk into a palace with the mindset of a prisoner. You cannot lead a nation if you are still listening to the whispers of your past. I am washing away the labels that others have placed on you,
the rejected, the anxious, the not enough. I am replacing them with a single word: chosen. You were not hidden to be forgotten. You were hidden to be forged. The ground you are about to step onto is holy, but it is also contested. There will be giants in this new season, but they are only there to show you how much I have grown your strength. The things that used to make you tremble will now be your footstool. The voices that used to make you doubt will now be silent in the wake of your peace. I am expanding your influence. I am putting your name in rooms you haven't entered and on hearts you haven't met. I am giving you a voice that carries the weight of my spirit, because you have been tested in the secret place and you did not fold. Do you see the horizon changing? The colors are shifting from the gray of your grief to the gold of my glory. This isn't just a good season. This is a divine appointment. This is the moment where the years the locusts have eaten are being restored to you sevenfold. Every tear you sowed in the dark is about to come up as a harvest in the light. You thought you were losing time, but I was just compressing your progress. What takes others a decade, I am going to do for you in a day. But there is a final sound you need to hear before the gates open wide. A sound that will confirm everything I have just whispered to your soul. It is the sound of the chains finally hitting the floor and the sound of your own feet walking forward into the impossible. Are you ready to take the first step?
Take that step, my child. Don't look at your feet. Don't look at the waves. Look only at me. You've spent years waiting for the perfect conditions, waiting for the fear to leave before you moved. But I am telling you that courage is not the absence of fear. It is doing it while your heart is still pounding. It is trusting my hand more than your own trembling. As your foot touches the water, the atmosphere is changing. Can you feel the shift in the air? The heavy cloud of anxiety that has followed you like a shadow is dissolving. The spirit of heaviness is being replaced by a garment of praise. I am releasing the blessings that were held up in the heavens. I am opening the storehouses of favor that have your name written on them. You are about to walk into suddenlies, sudden healing, sudden provision, sudden clarity where there was only confusion. What I am about to do in your life will not just be a blessing, it will be a bewilderment to those who doubted you. I am going to make you a sign and a wonder. People will look at you and ask, how? How did they survive that? How did they come out of that pit with a smile? How did they get there so fast? And you won't have to defend yourself. You won't have to explain. Your life will be the evidence of my grace. I am restoring the years you thought were wasted in that dead-end job, the years you spent crying over that broken relationship, the years you felt stuck in your own mind. I am folding time for you. I am bringing the harvest of 10 years into the next 10 months. But listen, do not go back. Do not go back to the graveyard to visit the ghosts of who you used to be. Do not look for yourself in the opinions of people who only knew your struggle but never saw your crown. I am marking you with a peace that surpasses all understanding. From this moment on, when the storm speaks, you will not shake, because you finally know who you are, and more importantly, you know whose you are. The gates are open. The table is set. The ancestors of your faith are leaning over the balconies of heaven, cheering for this very moment. One more breath. Now, walk. Step onto this new ground, my child. Do you feel the firmness beneath your feet? The shifting sand is gone. The sinking feeling of not enough has been swallowed up by the bedrock of my promise. You are standing in a place you once only dreamed of from the depths of your valley. But listen closely. This new season isn't just for you to rest, it is for you to reign.
You carry an atmosphere now. When you walk into a room, the shadows must move. When you speak, the frequency of the conversation must change. You are no longer a victim of your environment. You are the architect of the peace I have placed within you. I didn't just bring you out of the storm, I made you the calm within it. You will see doors opening that you didn't even knock on. You will find favor with people who don't even know why they want to help you. Do not be confused. It is the oil of my anointing dripping from your life. I am putting a mantle of authority on your shoulders that will feel heavy at first, but it is the weight of glory, not the weight of worry. Watch as the impossible situations in your family, your finances, and your health begin to bow. I am giving you a divine rhythm. You will no longer have to hustle for what I have already commanded to find you. You will no longer have to scream to be heard. But remember this as you walk in this power. Keep your heart soft. The world will try to harden you again. The critics will try to remind you of the old you. They will try to pull you back into the mud because they are uncomfortable with your shine. Forgive them, bless them, and keep walking. You are a city set on a hill. You are the answer to someone else's prayer. Somewhere, right now, someone is sitting in the same darkness you just left, crying the same tears you just dried. I am sending you back, not to live there, but to reach down and pull them up. Your victory was never just for you. Your breakthrough is someone else's blueprint. I am sealing this word in your spirit today. It is done. The transition is over. The manifestation has begun. One final truth. I am not just with you. I am for you. And if I am for you, then who can possibly stay in your way?
My child, do not be afraid of the height. You've reached the summit of your old mountain, and for a moment the air feels thin. You're looking out at a horizon so vast it makes your soul tremble. You're wondering if you can sustain this level of peace, or if the other shoe is eventually going to drop. Listen to me. I am not the God of temporary fixes. I am the God of eternal foundations. I didn't bring you this far just to watch you stumble at the finish line. I brought you here to show you that the finish line was actually just the starting blocks for a race you haven't even begun to run. Your breakthrough wasn't a destination, it was a transformation of your gravity. You are operating under a different set of laws now. The laws of lack, the laws of not enough, and the laws of it's too late no longer apply to you. I am teaching you how to walk in a state of rest while the world around you is in a state of panic. I am teaching you how to be the anchor in someone else's storm. There are people attached to your obedience, my child. People you haven't met yet who are currently praying the same desperate prayers you used to pray. They are waiting for the version of you that is standing right here. They need your light to find their way out of their own tunnels. I am giving you a divine foresight. You will begin to see the traps before they are set. You will hear my whisper in your spirit, telling you turn left, or wait a moment, or speak now. This is the intimacy I've been longing to have with you, but your life was too loud before. Your heart was too crowded with the opinions of others. Now it is just us. I am pouring out a fresh oil upon your head today. It is the oil of joy for mourning. It is the oil of clarity for confusion. It is the oil of purpose for the pain you endured. But there is a final layer of skin you must shed, a secret fear that you aren't worthy of this much goodness. You feel like a fraud waiting to be found out. You feel like you've been blessed by mistake. Look into my eyes. I do not make mistakes. I chose you before the foundations of the world were laid. I saw every tear, every stumble, and every silent scream, and I still chose you. Are you ready to stop apologizing for the space you take up in my kingdom? The ground is waiting for your footprint. The atmosphere is waiting for your voice.
My child, inherit the land I have placed before you. You've spent so much of your life fighting for crumbs, begging for a seat at tables that weren't even built for you. You've settled for the leftovers of others' dreams because you didn't believe you had a legacy of your own. But look at your hands. I am placing the keys to an inheritance that is not bought with gold, but forged in your endurance. I am talking about a legacy that outlives your heartbeat. I am talking about breaking the chains that bound your father and the silences that haunted your mother, the cycles of poverty, the patterns of addiction, the quiet desperation that has followed your bloodline for generations. It stops with you, right here, right now. You are not just a branch on a family tree. You are the roots of a new kingdom. I am giving you generational wealth in the spirit. I am giving you a peace that your children will inherit without having to fight the battles you fought. I am giving you a wisdom that will guide those who come after you long after you are home with me. You are building a house that the wind cannot shake and the floods cannot wash away. Do you feel the weight of it? It's not a burden, it's a crown. But listen, to walk in this inheritance, you must stop identifying with your history. You cannot be the heir to my kingdom while you are still calling yourself a victim of your past. I have wiped the slate clean. I have rewritten your genealogy. You are royalty now. I am bringing people to you who will help you build. I am sending the Davids to your side. I am sending the Ruths to your fields. You will no longer have to labor in isolation. I am surrounding you with a community of fire, people who see the glory on you and aren't intimidated by it. But keep your eyes on the horizon. There is one more thing I need to reveal to you, a secret about the future you've been so worried about. You've been afraid that the goodness will run out. You've been waiting for the bad news to arrive and cancel out my grace. My child, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am already standing in your tomorrow, and I am telling you, it is beautiful. Are you ready to stop worrying about how long this will last and start living in the forever I've promised you? The seeds are already in the soil. The rain is already on the way. My child, the vibration of the breakthrough is no longer a distant hum. It is the very ground beneath your feet. You have walked through the fire, survived the flood, and stood firm in the silence. You have waited for me when the world told you to move on, and you have trusted me when your own eyes saw only shadows. Now I am handing you the scepter of your new authority. Listen to my final command for this season. Do not play small anymore. The days of hiding your light because you were afraid of the shadows are over. The days of whispering your dreams because you didn't want to sound unrealistic are finished. I did not forge you in the furnace of affliction just so you could blend in with the crowd. I made you a city set on a hill. I made you a voice that the darkness must obey. I have stopped asking you to survive the battle. I am now calling you to end it. Go into your world and speak my peace into the chaos. Lay your hands on the broken places and watch them mend. Speak to the mountains in your life, not about them, but to them, and watch them move into the sea. You carry my signature on your soul and my fire in your bones. You are the answer that someone else has been crying for.
I am closing the door on the old you for the very last time. That version of you is gone, buried in the grace of the transition. When you look in the mirror tomorrow, you won't see the scars of the struggle. You will see the glow of the glory. You will see a child of the King who knows exactly who they are. I am with you. I am in you. I am for you. The harvest is ripe. The table is set. The legacy is written. But my child, this message was just the beginning of our conversation. This was just the spark to light the fire that will burn for the rest of your days. If you felt my breath in these words, if you felt your heart leap because you recognized my voice, then do not let this moment fade into the noise of the world. Type "I am ready" in the comments below to seal this covenant in the physical realm. Let the universe hear your yes. And if you know someone who is still trapped in the tunnel you just left, someone who is losing hope in the dark, send them this light. Be the messenger I have called you to be. Subscribe to stay close to my whispers, for I have so much more to tell you. The wait is over. The walk has begun. I love you.